Hey everyone, and welcome back to Timeless. Today we're back with an iteration on the fan favorite Abzan Birthing Ritual deck. Most of the deck is still the same. We still have the Birthing Ritual. We still have the incredible value 3-drops like Renegade Rallier and Skyclave Apparition. We got 2 Chthonians as backup copies of the Ritual, and then we have all of these amazing on-value 1 and 2 drops that we can go through using the Birthing Ritual. Some cool new additions to the deck that a lot of people have suggested. One is Wight of the Reliquary. We're going to put in 2 copies of this. This is actually a really sweet card that I haven't gotten a chance to play with that much in Modern Horizons 3. I haven't built a deck with it yet. I've seen other people's decks and it seems pretty sweet. I have some ideas and I think I'm going to wait until after Bloomburrow comes out because we get another graveyard payoff in Huskburster Swarm. So I'm definitely going to try playing with this card more in the future, but for now we're going to put it in this deck too and see how it does. And a lot of people also suggested these MDFC creatures, which are pretty sweet. So you can actually Birthing Ritual into a Witch Enchanter, and then this is also just a basic Plains when you need it to be. So we got to lower our land count all the way down to 19, and it's a lot more than 19 mana sources. It's actually 26 because we have Deathrite Shamans and 3 MDFCs. So we got 26 mana sources on only 19 lands. That's sweet. Sideboard is pretty similar, but we're going to go over it again. We have Static Prison as catch-all removal, same with Swords to Plowshares for the creature deck matchups. We have Haywire Might as an additional artifact enchantment removal spell alongside Witch Enchanter. That goes really well on our curve. Remorseful Cleric is a 2-mana way to exile anybody's graveyard. Disruptor Flute is for unfair matchups, such as Goblin Charbelcher. Sun Cleanser is a great way to slow down an energy deck, enough for us to take over the game. And of course, we can Birthing Ritual into all of these sideboard cards, making it so that only 2 copies of Sun Cleanser show up really frequently. We have the rest of the Peddlers so that we can go up to all 4 when we're facing unfair decks. We also have an Archon for those matchups. And lastly, we have Boromir, who is some really sick tech. He does a lot of very relevant things. He counters any spells that no mana is spent to cast, so that is Show and Tell, that is Scam Elementals, and he could also protect the board. There's like a lot of very relevant text on this card, so that's why we're packing 2 copies of him in the sideboard. And then we have the last Skyclave Apparition, pretty much the matchups that you would want to bring in the Swords and the Static Prison. You're also probably interested in a 4th Skyclave Apparition, but I'm not main decking all 4 because, that's a little bit worse against unfair decks. It's a bit of a balancing act, deciding what goes in the main deck, what goes in the sideboard. Probably some amount of Skyclave Apparitions and some amount of Peddlers go in each, and you just roughly split them depending on the current metagame. I found these Skyclave Apparitions good, but if the meta started to lean like really heavy unfair, then I would probably take these Apparitions out, put all 4 Peddlers in the main. And you can feel free to tweak my decks and your own decks like that as you notice changes in the meta. I think that's it. No other updates to the deck from me. Let's go ahead and play some games. All right, game 1. We are going to be up against Merle 2018. And we have a pretty decent hand. It's not an amazing hand with a Birthing Ritual or an Engine Piece in it, but I just see a turn 1 Ocelot Pride on the play, followed up by, a 2, a 3, some removal. Hard to go wrong with this. Let's probably begin by fetching Black White. We're going to want double white for Skyclave eventually, but we can, of course, use Witch Enchanter to get there. All right, ooh, and it looks like we are going to be up against Shift and Tell. Intel might be a little tough, but we'll see what we can do. Alright. Ooh, Guide of Souls. Is that better than a Bowmaster, though? Struggling to think that it 100% is, but maybe it is. Yeah, actually, I do think it is. And we can also get a Surveil in if we do it this way, which is very nice. Our opponent will also be surveilling. You just need to put pressure on as fast as possible. Hopefully this Guide of Souls can help us get there. We can get more energy off Bowmasters next turn, so hopefully we can swing for a lot very quickly and end their game. Let's go ahead and grab our Surveil. What do we see on top? Okay, Skyclave, we don't need another one of those when we're against Shift and Tell. Alright, nice. I'm going to play the sorcery speed just so that we can get to 3 energy. So once we have 3 energy, we can go ahead and pump with our Guide of Souls. If our opponent so is graceful enough to allow our removal spells to resolve, or our creatures to resolve. Well, creatures are just life removal spells, right? That's all they are. I play life total control, as we all do from time to time. One off of the blessing, unfortunately. Let's say 10 out of 10. This is literally raw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? Arena? See, it says 10. What? I mean, at least it didn't mistakenly give me City's Blessing there when I only had 9 permanents, but it visually shows 10 out of 10. You see that shit? Ah, Watsy. Okay, so against this very cool deck, we have the Petals. Skyclave Apparition, it can answer like their One Rings and such. I want the Boromirs, definitely. Definitely can answer One Rings and such. Remorseful Cleric to exile the graveyard at least once seems pretty nice. Archon also seems pretty nice. So what's like weakest here? Swords? Yeah, if we need swords, the game's is over. We just need one more cut. They do draw a bunch of cards with the One Ring with this deck. Maybe Marionette can come out. I do have faith that Big Wight is going to come through this game. They don't play many removal spells, so that card can absolutely go off. I'm thinking about maybe playing Skyclave Apparition anyway, because like this deck is known to play the One Ring. But I think that's like the only target for that card, so I think we could just leave it out. Alright, we got the Peddler. It's a pretty sparse hand other than the Peddler, unfortunately, but I think that's good enough to keep, especially when we're on the draw. We just need to disrupt them a little bit and then get the creature beat down going. Drawing more lands is really suboptimal, though. I will be very happy to peddle my opponent on Juggernaut when they untap. Yeah, let's play the one they know about. Alright, my dearest opponent, would you like a Juggernaut? I'd like a Seed of Hope. Alright, what you got there? A smoothie? A show and tell? That's dishonest. No dishonest cards. Alright, they can traverse for whatever the heck they want, which is quite problematic. They get a Fae? Makes sense. Are they going to play a blocker Fae? Yeah, there it is. The rare blocker Fae. Alright, this is tough. We drew all these lands in a row after keeping our land heavy opener. So we're gonna get a land back. Not much else we could do with this Rallier. But we can at least surveil with it and make sure we hit some gas. Alright, opponent do be traversing yet again. Big Emmy, uh-oh. You got it? Scared they went right for Big Emmy. But they don't have show and tell right away, it appears. Okay. That's fine. You know, sometimes you get hands like this. Aha, there we go. That's the gamer card. I unfortunately fear it's going to be way too slow, but we'll see. Sometimes meme magic can happen with this deck. Opponent is going to do the classic Fave Wish discard outlet. Oh, they're just going to whack me for 13? No, they just want it back. Oh, yeah, they got Omniscience. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Run it back. I think our sideboarding's totally fine. Oh, I should have brought in the flute for shifting woodland. I don't know why it didn't cross my mind. That's a total mistake by me. Flute for woodland is one of the ways you could beat this deck. My bad. Okay, this is gas here. No black mana, but it's fine. We'll just slam a Birthing Ritual. Ooh, no black mana. Ew. Am I okay with this? No, it's got no sideboard cards. Let's send it back. Yeah, this hand's great. Go back to basic. Let's just curve out aggressively. Ocelot Pride into sideboard card, into sideboard card. Hopefully we could smash him this game. Alright. I love it when my opponent's decks don't run removal spells, by the way. I love how Shift and Tell has just completely given up on the concept of removal spells. Oh, and a Rallier? Ooh, it's good stuff. Let's begin by attacking. And then we can go ahead and fetch and peddle my opponent a Juggernaut. My dearest opponent, could I possibly interest you in a Juggernaut? Ah, it looks like I could. It's a lot of omnisciences. There's quite a few omnisciences. So, what do we want to do? We could take Rumble. Rumble is their main way to dig for action and fill their graveyard, or we could take the One Ring, which is their main way to protect themselves. They do have mana to get to One Ring eventually. I'm split between taking the Rumble and the One Ring here, because both of these cards are quite good for my opponent's plan. If I let them Rumble next turn, they could just One Ring the turn after and get protection from everything and draw gazillion cards. Yeah, I actually really like the idea of taking Rumble here. It'll slow them down a lot. Right, and of course if they just spike a Show and Tell, then we'll put Boromir into play, so we don't even need to worry about that. Again, my opponent's deck has just given up on the concept of removal spells. We want to put Boromir or Archon? Probably Archon, right? Archon will slow them down even more. Ah, remember how I called Archon a really bad card and I said it dies to every removal spell in the format? But what if I told you that Show and Tell just gave up on playing Fatal Push? My dearest opponent have an Archon. And we know they don't have a counterspell either because this last card is a land. Oh, just kidding, it's a seed. They played the land from their hand. Don't listen to me. Okay, so they're gonna be able to get a woodland into play, copy something maybe. Beat of Hope, you got it, but only one spell, sir. I'm gonna have to slow you down there. Alright. Let's go to combat, hit you for a bunch. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and Surveil first, because what I want to do is play Rallier. I obviously want Revolt before I play him, but we can also try to Surveil a creature into the bin for some extra value. Oh, look at that value, boys. Oh my god, it's too much value. He's not allowed to do that. Stop this man. Alright, so our opponent is like Giga dead. Super mega giga ultimate dead. Because we just get to throw in Boromir. So they're under both Archon and Boromir taxes. And yeah, they couldn't even pay for that because of Archon to play a One Ring and buy a turn. Alright, awesome game one. Alright, we are going to be on the play again for game two. We are going to be up against a Lurrus deck. What kind of Lurrus? I'm not sure. But I do love Guide of Souls and a Lurrus Mirror. Yeah, this seems pretty sweet between these three cards. We definitely have a lot to lean on depending on which Lurrus deck it is. We're gonna... do we want to start with a Shaman or a Guide? Let's start with Shaman so that we have 3 mana next turn and we can play both of these if needed. You technically lose out on an energy, but I think we're a lot more explosive this way. And that is a Swords to Plowshares. Our opponent is on energy themselves. Here, I think we probably just run out the Guide of Souls, and then the following turn we play a Bowmasters. Seems fine. We are a little low on gas, but our deck's full of gas. We just gotta draw it. Alright, yep, there's a monkey. Do we let ourselves get hit here? Oh, there's so many good hits for them. They could hit Deathrite, an Ocelot Pride, a Guide of Souls, or a Swords. I'm looking at my deck. So let's definitely trade. Even though I have this Bowmaster to kill it easy peasy, we are going to want to trade there. And we're going to want to take this Surveil. It's not a card I want. Interesting. It's not amazing. Is it better than average? I think it's decisively average. I think I'd rather dig one deeper to finding one of our really high impact cards rather than drawing an average creature, but I could regret that when I draw 3 lands in a row. Okay, nice. We can blow that up with Witch Enchanter. This is big. Big anti-meta Witch Enchanter gaming. Not that it makes much sense to blow it up when they have no energy. Let's throw out a Bowmasters. We really want to blow something else up. I don't think I'm Witch Enchanting that. Alright, we'll play an Ocelot Pride and a Surveil land. Okay, yep, that's their own Bowmasters. They'll probably hit my Pride. Yeah, makes sense. They have so many cards in hand, though. Wow, lots of card advantage over me. That is problematic. And Amp Raptor is going to provide more card advantage. Yeah, Guide of Souls. Okay, so now we're going to blow up Amulet now that they have an energy generator in play. We're going to need some gas here, though. I'm not feeling too comfy right now. Oh, my boy. We don't have Revolt, and we won't be able to get Revolt easily. Do we still want our boy, though? If I can't get Revolt easily with a fetch land, I think the answer is no. We dig deeper for a better card. Wait, that's a gamer card. That's a big card. I wonder if I should have a dedicated lands package for Wight. I think the answer is no, and we just use it for value mostly. Like, play one Field of the Dead. That's how you absolutely, like, bork your mana. And make your deck unplayable. This is mostly here as, like, a big beater that could also be a cute sack outlet when you need it, and a way to ramp when you need it. It's not a combo piece, though I really am interested in, like, trying to play Field of the Dead deck with this card. Could be super interesting. Like, I'm sure there's a deck, just no one's cooked on it yet. It's a little tough. This card also just dies to Swords to Plowshares before it does anything half the time. But if you have a density of cards that need to die to Swords to Plowshares like a Johnny, right? If you get the density of those crazy cards, then maybe you can get away with having your Wight survive for a turn. Alright, my opponent, they're going off with the energy deck. I don't know if this is it, boys. We could definitely draw out of this, though. If we draw a Ritual, like, we could totally take over this game. Kind of do need to draw a Ritual or a Chthonian Nightmare in the next 2 turns. Chthonian Nightmare would also be, like, so dope. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, we need it this turn. Okay, it wasn't this turn. So against Energy Gaming, we do have quite a few sideboard cards, so let's look at them. We got the Sun Cleanser. We can praise the sun. Go over here. I'm trying to make YouTube videos that are easy to understand. And a Skyclave Apparition, and a Swords to Plowshares. 2 of them. Well, we already had 2 in the deck. And maybe Static Vision is also quite good against them. What we don't want... Oh, by the way, what version are they on? They're on Lurrus, so there's no Flage to worry about, which is pretty good. They're just on Lurrus, Mardu, my build. Okay. So we can go ahead and take out the Peddlers. That seems pretty fine. We can maybe take out Marionette Apprentice, because these little 1 damage pings are a little less good against the Guide of Souls Tribal that's going to gain a bajillion and a half life. Maybe all of the Apprentices just come out. I want to keep all the Nightmares and the Rituals. I think that's how we go over the top of them. Maybe Wight of the Reliquary can come out. Oh, we run it back like this? Though I really like Wight as just a big stupid beater. Don't want to cut my creature lands, of course. Bowmaster is worth it to kill Pride? Actually, I think I'd rather have a Wight than all 4 Bowmasters. Let's run it back. A little lacking in that 2-drop slot, but we'll make do. We did sideboard out a lot of creatures. Maybe I'm not supposed to sideboard out all of them at once. Maybe I shouldn't bring in that Static Prison. Maybe I should find more creature removal spells that slot into the deck instead. Yeah, this is dope. Deathrite Shaman into some nonsense. I'm always down for that. And at the very minimum, this is just going to be a lightning rod for removal, and then we get to resolve a Wight and be very happy about that. Opposing Guide of Souls, okay. We can go ahead and Skyclave that immediately. I think I'm a pretty big fan of that. Yeah, let's Skyclave that immediately and start adding to the board state. My favorite non-mana ability, mana ability. Yeah, I'm in through. And then next turn, we're going to Renegade Rallier our land back. We couldn't do it this turn because we had to exile the land to make mana. Otherwise, I would have totally done it. Okay, they've just got a slow amulet hand. I'm totally cool with that. Oh, yeah, more swords? Yeah, that's good. All right, we're drawing very well this game. Let's not put it to waste. Let's go ahead and grab a basic over here. A basic black, perhaps. Renegade Rallier. Exact Verdant. And then we're going to use that Verdant to Surveil. So I'm just going to attack with everything. We're not going to use Deathrite Shaman's abilities. My son! Dude, that bitch was going to cleanse my son, too. That's so toxic. That's funny. The only card it hits in my deck are Guided Souls and 2 copies of Nightmare, so I could just Swords it later if one of those cards show up. Just going to let this resolve and stay resolved. I'm most interested in a big Wight gaming right now. You know what? I also might just be interested in killing this so I can keep turning my creatures sideways. Because my opponent is not at a very high life total right now. Let's Surveil first. Get a little bit better idea of what we're doing. What we're dealing with. We don't need another land. Not yet, at least. A kitty cat. Big fan. I'm so tempted to just take out this Sun Cleanser and turn them all sideways. Not that it really helps me right now. That with Ocelot Pride. I want a creature to be in a graveyard so I can gain life from my Ocelot Pride. I think it would be a little too hasty to just take out Sun Cleanser this turn. So we're gonna pass. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to take my positive tempo while I have it against this energy deck. Because I don't have swords up right now, but we do have both shaman abilities up. I'm fine with not having swords up. We can use shaman to get mana out of their graveyard. Okay. Ocelot Pride dies, that's fine. My Wight grows stronger. Every day Wight grows stronger. That's your own, you got it. Right now, what are we doing? Ah, Guide of Souls. I like that guy. Alright, so now maybe we can take out their cleanser. I think we're going to do it later. I think we're again just going to pass to their turn. We're Bing chilling right now. We can attack with Wight because he's a big vigilant boy, right? Large lad here. It's going to be very difficult for them to block it because we might just swords to disrupt whatever the block is. Yeah, I will happily take a little trade for a 1/1. Thank you very much. Pass the turn. Then I can start sacrificing things to throw lands onto the battlefield. Hard to argue with that. This is an interesting board state. I do have double swords, so I feel very safe, but I also feel a little sus of my ability to actually go over the top of my opponent. Alright, I'm gaining some life, aren't I? Do I want to grab a land in response? No, I think we just want to gain 3. Opponent can now attack. They hit me with a monkey. I think I'm totally cool to just trade my Renegade Rallier here. I could swords it, but I'm gonna save swords for something that I can't remove through fair combat. Aha. Ugh, tough. Right. I'm going to exile that to lower your life. So I think this game ends quickest with me getting my opponent to 0. Okay. Drawing another land, not the best. I think we're just passing and chilling. I think I will fight them here with the hearse. Gain a little life. Do a little dance. Take my life while I can. And then I just need a Birthing Ritual or Nightmare or something to go over the top. Nightmare really won't work with hearse down. So I think it kind of has to be a ritual at this point. Haste him up. You got it. I think I'm once again cool to just trade my board. Trade. Just get a little tough now. If we draw Ritual, I won't have a nice card to sacrifice to it. Not nearly as nice, at least. Ooh, opposing Nightmare. That's tough stuff. Now they can, like, loop Bowmasters for a while. That's tough. Might want to swords the Bowmasters just to prevent that. Can't swords it now. Yeah, that might beat us. If we draw a Ritual right now, I think we're okay. I think I'm going to swords their Bowmasters next turn, though. I maybe should have done it in response to them casting Chthonian. My turn. Okay. Ocelot Pride? Sure. Gain a life. Don't get energy, but I don't think I really care. Maybe I am supposed to care. Maybe I do want my energy. I think I do. Let's go ahead and hit that cleanser. I know, -1 energy. I should technically have one more. It's okay. Okay, opponent's gonna go after my graveyard. I'm fine with that. I want to use my Deathrite Shaman to exile Bowmasters in response to them nightmaring. Unfortunate is I don't have enough white mana to also swords here, so they can of course just try again. But at least they won't be able to get Bowmasters back. Actually, let me let them target it first. Let them spend their energy. Here you try to get Bowmasters back. I exile it. They might exile back with her, so I really don't mind. I don't need the 2 life. What I need is the Bowmasters to be dead. Oh wow. Yeah, they're just letting it go.
Nothing is more important than family.
Yeah, nothing's more important than family, as they say. Oh, they get to flip a Johnny here, though. That's so tough. That is rough and tough. So I'm going to exile the Ragavan here, but I don't think it really gets better from here.
There is no world where my quarry...
Yeah, there goes my guide. So Birthing Ritual or Nightmare off the top, and I think we have a shot. Nightmare, not really, because of what they have. Yeah, we'll trade here. This is so suboptimal. Even Ritual off the top, I don't think saves us anymore. But let's see. Yeah. Alright. Energy's got us. I know we're at 21 there, but trust me, with an Ajani in play and their ability to just, like, Nightmare forever, it's not going to get better for us, unfortunately. Alright. Alright, game 3, we are going to be on the draw against Plat, who is clearly not Platinum, but Mythic. Alright, Giganta means it's probably Energy. I see Birthing Ritual, though, so I think we keep this every single time. We'll see exactly what it is. I'm guessing Foliage Energy, but it could be anything. And it's the good old Sacred Foundry Guide of Souls. Alright, so a little rematch for Energy and this deck. Let's see if we can do better this time. And go ahead and play Deathrite Shaman first. So that next turn we can multi-spell, get a Ritual down, and then the turn after we play Renegade Rallier. Peddler's not good in this matchup, so I'm just going to wait on playing him. Maybe I won't play him. Well, opponent's got the good start. See it. So let's go ahead and exile this. Green, play the Birthing Ritual, play 2. Ocelot Pride, and Ritual. We got here. We got our own Guide of Souls. I like my own Guide of Souls. I like the sound of that. All right. The usual suspects, as we call them. So next turn we can Renegade Rallier. Even if they remove one of our guys, we can just get it right back, which is so awesome. I'm worried they're going to snowball really hard, though, because they went first. So this Birthing Ritual, it's got to get us some PogChamp hits. We get to sacrifice Rallier and get any card out of our deck, so hopefully we can get a good one. They got a lot of gas. Oh, no. Good old Energy on the play. Not blocking here because of a Johnny, of course. My opponent is not going to have Blessing, but they're going to be very close to it. Okay. So let's go ahead and Renegade Rallier here. We'll get the Deathrite Shaman back. We could also get a land back, but Deathrite Shaman is much more versatile and could also be a mana source. Alright, I would love a Skyclave Apparition here. Let's go ahead and play this second, because if we get something else that makes a token, we could potentially copy the token. Alright, what we got here? We got a Witch Enchanter and a Marionette. That's not the best, but we can go ahead and get the Marionette out there. And we can go wide here. We're gonna need a lot of life and a lot of energy, at least. What do you got there, opponent? Why are you not killing my thing sooner? Alright, yeah, fine. It's all the life I gain. Unfortunately, that means I'm not gonna have Blessing. We would have had 10 out of 10 if we had our Guide of Souls still in play. We got an extra Servo, an extra cat. We've gotten a lot more life, too. And unfortunately, he's perma-exiled, so we can't even get him back easily. Yeah, this is tough stuff. Right. My opponent does not appear to have... Oh, they forgot to fly that. Okay, I'm not going to bother blocking this 1/1. Maybe I should. Yeah, we'll just let it through. I'm saying they're, they don't appear to have a red permanent, but they could totally have one as their last card. And a Nightmare to flip a Johnny anyway. Okay. Yeah, they get Guide of Souls back here. Flip a Johnny. Oh, the agony. Oh, they're gonna get a lot of tokens off of this, aren't they? Whee! And then we can go ahead and get rid of their Nightmare at least, so they can't loop it, but... it's a tough sell, boys. And we can kill one little thing. But yeah, this is not looking too great. Like, we can try to attack a Johnny here. And then just get revolted. They do lose one while they're at 37. Huh? Huh? Anyone? We can grab a Guide of Souls, we can Renegade Rallier. What's in our graveyard for Rallier to get back? Just a Shaman? I'd rather have the Guide of Souls. I'm dead though, right? Yeah, we're just dead in the air. Alright, you got the classic energy on the play beats. So what we're gonna want is we're gonna want a bit more removal. We're gonna want a bit more removal, a bit more removal. Ah, I love removal. We could Flute Nightmare or something along those lines, but I think that's a little bit lost in the sauce. I think it's a little bit overboarding. Let's take out the Apprentices since they gain a lot of life. Let's put in the Sun Cleansers too, of course. Can't forget that. And then we run it back looking like this. I think this was our decision that we made last time. It does really feel light on the 2 drops though. What more can we want though? I don't want to take out creature lands. We'd actually probably take out the Static Prison, play another 2 drop. That seems pretty good. All right. I mean, hey, that's a lot of removal and creatures that could be big stupid beaters. Let's go ahead and keep this. Absolutely not a perfect hand, but it is a hand that we can keep. I mean, you can't argue with triple swords against energy, right? I mean, I would love a Sun Cleanser. That would be a perfect hand, right? Triple swords, double Sun Cleanser. How about that one? Go ahead and grab a Surveil land over here and get Orzhov here. And then we play a Wight next turn. Double swords the turn after. Ooh, Guide of Souls. That's a good one. That is quite a good one. I think I'm going to play that out and then just hold up Swords to Plowshare's mana. Right, Raptor coming through. And that is a Swords. Sure. Swords hits my guide. Question of, are we supposed to Swords the Raptor back? I don't think so. I don't think it's actually that, like, high quality of a target. I could be totally wrong about that, though. We can hold up Emergency Swords here, but realistically, I just want to Surveil. But what is more creatures? Yep, you'll go ahead and shoot my Wight. That's fine. I mean, this is the energy matchup, so I'm kind of expecting to trade creatures and removal spells and jockey for board position over time. That's a Guide of Souls. Do you have a follow-up? You don't. If they had a cat or something, I would have shot this. You don't appear to, so let's go ahead and Surveil here. Surveil again. Then we could play Wight. We don't need 4th land, not in a hurry at least. Now we'll have a 3/3 Zombie Knight. And I think I actually want to answer this Guide of Souls at sorcery speed, because if they untap play an Ocelot Pride, they're going to gain some life. Yeah, discharge me, you got it. It's the old classic removal spells going back and forth. Soon we will hit a value creature, surely, and then we take over the game. Alright, ooh, a value creature. We get to remove their threat and put a threat into play. Nice, nice. That's step 1. Step 2 will be getting them to 0. Okay, a new threat has hit the battlefield. Johnny, yep.
Teamwork triumphs.
Right. That of Johnny is definitely like eating a Swords to Plowshares for breakfast. We do need to draw something really useful, like a Nightmare Birthing Ritual. Oh, there's Ob Nixilis. I was trash talking the Ob Nixilis version of this deck before, but I think the Ob's gonna get me here. A couple of people asked me about Obs. Like, when I said trash talking, I was saying my opinion. I sincerely don't think it's good. I think it only wins the game when you're already ahead on board. Like, if my opponent drew any other 3-drop here, they would have also won the game in a similar manner. Right? Ob Nixilis wasn't really unique here, and when you're behind on board playing this deck, then Ob Nixilis doesn't do anything for you. So that's my qualm with it, and why I don't necessarily like it. Yep, that dies, that's fine. I want Revolt for my boy. And then we can get a Wight back. Not the greatest play that I've ever done, but it's something. Maybe I should just try the Ob version myself, though. I'm just kind of stubborn. I've never put the games in, so maybe my opinion is a little unfounded. Ob is cranking up the temperature. But still, not by that much. It's just a 2-point off my life total every turn. Ah, there's a bombardment. Yeah, I don't think we could beat this at this point. They just get to control the board too much. We'll never actually be able to use Ritual if we draw it. So that'll unfortunately be it. Let's see if we can squeeze one more game in for the video, because that's 2 L's in a row. All right, game 4. We're against Grippo. We're on the play. It's a Lurrus deck. Is it energy? Oh boy, we're gonna get run over again. This is a good hand, though, where we get Guided Souls, all these Deathrite Shamans, the Birthing Rituals, everything. Let's see it. I think we're gonna do Guided Souls turn 1 into double Deathrite Shaman into Birthing Ritual. If I had a fetch land, I would lead on Deathrite Shaman, but I have no guarantee that this thing's actually gonna make mana, so let's play Guide first. And let's see how it goes. Oh, guess what it is? 3 in a row. It's my fault everyone's playing this deck. It's alright. This is where we learn how to make this deck better against energy, because the deck is pretty decent generally. Like, you saw his body show and tell before. It is just going to be tough going against the #1 creature deck in the format. So let's see what we can figure out here. This is good when we had a bunch of 1-drops like them. We were able to stonewall them. I'm going to happily trade for a monkey here. I don't want it hitting us because there's so many good cards in my library that they could hit. That would be so good for their board. We don't want them to do that. They're going to fetch here, so we can play out a 3-drop next turn. Or we just have access to a 3rd mana. I don't think we would play Rallier without Revolt.
Fight beside
Ooh,
me,
big
brother.
Wight. I think the thing that I really want here is just a Resolve Ritual. And then we can look at what we got here. And just take like 2nd Guide of Souls here. And then just get stacking that life gain. Which will help us out a lot against an aggro deck. Hopefully we could draw Fetch Land or something so that we can Renegade Rallier. That would be so dope. I'll take the 2. I have double Guide in play. I like don't care about my life total. Alright, watch them play Ob Nixilis too. No, they can't because of the Polaris. It would be funny and make me look like a goofball though. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and I could wait. Yeah, let's go ahead and Bowmaster down the cat here, because if they choose to flip a Johnny, we could just attack with the Guidables. Opponent has their own Bowmasters, which they're going to use to shoot my Bowmasters. Which they're going to use to shoot their own cat, whatever. They're not going to flip a Johnny, just because I could do this with Guide of Souls and attack it down. Let's go ahead and pay some energy here, get some damage in. Good end step. All right, ooh, Renegade Rallier, yeah. Look at these gamer plays. Or I could get Skyclave. What do we think's better, chat? I actually think Skyclave take care of the Ajani is better, because that card is very scary if they do get a chance to flip it. Even though, like, Renegade Rallier Get Back Bowmasters is also pretty saucy. Next turn we can play any creature from our hand. We will get up to 6 energy, which means we can fly 2 more things, which means we pretty much have our opponent dead to rights. Alright, yeah, here we're definitely going to trade. I don't want to take a Ragavan hit if I don't have to. That's how my opponent could get back into the game. I do not care if they get a little 2-2. Alright, peddle me a Juggernaut, dear opponent. What's really unfortunate is, like, they take Wight, and then I don't have a card I can actually cast. Okay, they take my highest upside card for if I do draw a fetch land, which is understandable. Oh, triple guide. But then I would just have to sack a guide, and I do want to keep all of my guides. I'm going to play this Wight and then sack it to the ritual. Alright, let's go ahead and pay. So we can knock our opponent down to 2 here? I can get a Bowmaster, I can get a Marionette Apprentice. I can also get a Trawler. Marionette Apprentice would be pretty good to lock down the game, though Bowmaster literally would knock them to 1. I mean, I think all roads kind of lead to Rome here when we're at 27. And the Lurrus deck doesn't really play Flage or a crazy card that could get them back into it. The best they could have is Nightmare. But then they're still just like chilling at 1 HP. And they can't possibly remove everything with 1 Chthonian Nightmare. So up against Energy Andy, we want to probably take these out like we've done before. We want to take these out. We want to put in the Cleansers. We want to put in the Swords. We want to put in the Skyclave, definitely. And it's a question of, is it like worth it to bring in like 1 more removal spell and dilute our plan? I think we've been having a lot of trouble against energy today, right? I think maybe part of it is overboarding. Maybe we should not bring in the Static Prison because it's just too much sideboarding, and we have too few creatures in the deck after we do that. I think that's maybe it. If we did want to bring it in, maybe we could take out a Nightmare for it. But Nightmare's so good. It's so strong. That maybe when we're on the draw, we can't afford to be having all these funny Nightmare cards. Alright, ooh, so is this one keepable? Skyclave Apparition we established is a good card, but 5 lands and, like, nothing to really do until turn 3? I think that's too slow. I think we should get run over by energy. Okay, 0 lands. Technically 2. Alright, call me crazy. But what if we made it work? What if we made it work? This might be a really horrendous keep. I think already it is. I already regret this. Alright. Pay? Ow. Just paying a little life out here, okay? Just doing a little self-trolling, as they say. Hopefully our opponent is so kind as to play a fetch land and give us some mana. If not, we're gonna have trouble. Yep, removal spells come through, makes sense. Yeah, just standard stuff. Great, Godless Shrine, sure. Shock this in. We'll play Bowmasters, and then we can Nightmare back our Deathrite Shaman next turn. This is tough. I think that was a bad keep, but like, what am I supposed to do? Go to 5 and just lose anyway? Forehead? It's tough when you're on the draw against the on-the-play Lurrus deck. Okay, Amped Raptor, you got it. And it's a cat. That cat, it's gotta go. This thing cannot stay in play. You have got to go. I'll let them go to combat, spend their energy first. Yeah, okay, let's take out the cat. Alright, this is tough. They're dealing a lot of damage to us. Ooh, okay, we can get green here. It'd be painful, but we could do it. I think that's probably better than just Nightmare back the Deathrite Shaman, because there are a lot higher upside hits here for Birthing Ritual. We're going very low on life total, though, so backs to the wall. Skyclave, nice, nice. That's big. Renegade Rallier is also big, but I want the Skyclave to take out Guide of Souls. Really bad here. We are actively dying to that card. So now we're stable. We can Chthonian Nightmare, sack this, get back Bowmasters next turn, and then Birthing Ritual. That's awesome. Raptor, that's a big card for our opponent, though. Oh, it's a huge card for our opponent, Johnny.
To the hunt!
To the hunt, indeed. I'm going to take the damage. I kind of have to. Wight, that's a large lad, but I think my Nightmare plan is a better plan. I could bolt and take a little damage, but no, I don't think I could afford such a thing. Tapped. This. We do need to hit well off of Birthing Ritual here. Okay, no attacks. Sun Cleanser, also. Ooh, it's kind of weak. We're gonna turn Bowmasters into a cleanser here, but I'm not thrilled about this. Alright. We'll just take some damage here because we can't block that 2/1 cat. We need in a Johnny Answer, which is another Skyclave Apparition, or Swords to Plowshares off the top of the deck. The good news is next turn we could double spell. We could play both of our enchantments, or we can play Wight plus one of the enchantments. We can't do Wight and Ritual, unfortunately. I think it's going to be these two together. And of course, a lot of my lines kind of assume my opponent doesn't do much. If they do like anything, I kind of die here. We're only at 6. Our life total does not go up unless a Guide of Souls shows up. 6 really means 4, because this 2/1 cannot die. If it dies, they flip a Johnny, and they deal even more damage to us. Let's see what they got over there. Bowmasters? Yeah. Hitting me? No, hitting their own thing, and then I die. Close game, close game. So we almost took it back even on a really sus mulligan. That game gives me hope. Like, we stayed in it. We stayed in it. We could have legitimately untapped and turned a corner there if they couldn't flip their Johnny. I think there's definitely hope for game 3. All right, game 3, let's get it. Ooh, we got the Guide of Souls start. All right, this is really good. We're going to start with Deathrite Shaman, though, because we do have a guaranteed way to get some extra mana. Let's do Deathrite Shaman here. Next turn, we'll do Guide of Souls plus Wight, probably, or maybe Guide of Souls plus second Deathrite, if the first Deathrite just gets removed. And it looks like, yep, it's just getting it removed. I mean, that's this matchup. All of us are just going to throw Swords to Plowshares and Galvanic Discharge and Friends at each other. What's really dope is we drew Ocelot Pride. Such a good draw. So now we can play these two together. And we can get snowballing, hopefully. These cards are a little too good. Who's waiting for them to get nerfed in Historic? I haven't touched Historic in a while, but I can't imagine it's good right now. The current state of the format is main deck Sun Cleanser, if I am not misinformed, which is, that's a bit much. Alright, opponent could cleanse my Sun too, which would be a little annoying. Instead, they will guide themselves and pass. Okay. Ooh, let's get Rallying. We could double spell here, but I love the idea of getting Rallying. Get a Deathrite Shaman back in play, our good old classic 1-mana Planeswalker. You gotta love him. But I might have like a removal spell for Guide of Souls here or something. Yeah, they got a Sword Spirit. Okay. It's fine. We still gained life for the Ocelot Pride, notably, which is kind of funny. And then we could soon start gaining life with Deathrite Shaman exiling creatures if one does hit the graveyard. There are currently 0 there because we keep using exile removal. Right, the usual suspects are lining up. Uh-oh, bombardment. That's a good one. So they definitely get to shoot down my cat. Are they going to shoot more than that is the question. Monkey? Yeah, monkey shoots cat here, right? And then they fly in their Guide of Souls for 3 if they wish. Ooh, swords. That's a good one. I'm going to attack with this. See if they just want to trade. They want to block like that. I mean, I'm sure they're just going to shoot it with bombardment, yeah. That's what we thought was going to happen. So here, I think we're happy to just saturate our mana and play, like, literally everything. So let's play a Wight, play a Deathrite Shaman, and then swords this Guide of Souls. Do I want to wait to swords that? Yeah, I might as well, right? No reason to do it until at least combat on their turn. They'll be shocking in. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that guide. Though Ajani also scares the crap out of me. We gotta get rid of that instead, never mind.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
We don't get rid of Ajani, they just flip it and win the game. Right, white mana, please. Goodbye, Mr. Ajani. What you got there, opponent? You don't have a way to interact, don't lie to me. You could sacrifice Ajani to bombardment to shoot something, that's fine. I accept that. Sure. And they get some life, they get some energy. This game's getting interesting. Because I think for the first time we're going to get to untap with Wight. And hopefully do a lot of work with it. Like, this is a board state where Wight can do work. Oh, hers. No, my Wight. It's going to shrink. Oh, that's a good draw. My Wight. The heck? Thought he was going to live. Alright, you lose all counters. I don't even think I can attack with Wight on the current board. I think we just got it being chillin'. If they go exile a creature from my graveyard, I'll just fight back with Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, gain a little life here. Just to buy myself some time. Because we are still losing to this Guide of Souls in the air. It's not a very fast beatdown from our opponent, but they are beating down. And they have this bombardment for a crap ton of reach out of nowhere. If they draw another Ajani, they kind of just win. They have a lot of draws that do help them a lot, but if we can draw one of our pieces, like a Birthing Ritual, then we're doing great. Or just a Skyclave Apparition would also be great. Maybe our own Guide of Souls could be great. We do have our 1-mana Planeswalkers in play, so even if we don't draw anything, we could still get a lot of value. Let's go ahead and grab a land, a Surveil land specifically. Goodbye, cat. Alright, we have untapped with the Wight. Has it won us the game yet? No. Needs a little more work. Okay, don't want that. We want to draw gas here. Right, my turn. Well, okay, we didn't draw gas. And that's our other Surveil, so now we can't even get it with Wight. Oh, what a scam. Oh, gas, gas, gas. Okay. And nobody panic. Everybody calm down. Nobody panic. Everyone stay calm. Nobody panic. We drew gas. You know what I'm going to do here? If they tap their hearse, I'm going to double activate Shaman on green to get rid of their creatures. I need to get rid of them before Lurrus hits the battlefield. It's very important. Okay, they hit my lands. I'm gonna get rid of your shit real quick. And gain my life. Because that 4 life is gonna be very relevant here. Because we can totally take over the game once this ritual hits the battlefield. It's just gotta hit the battlefield and stay there for like 2 turns. Good old 1 mana Planeswalker Deathrite Shaman coming in clutch yet again. We can also wait to sacrifice something if needed, but I don't think it's needed quite yet. I don't think it's needed at all. I think it's only needed if we like naturally draw a Renegade Rallier, but still, natural Renegade Ralliers suck into this verse. This is a tough turn for our opponent. I don't blame them for taking their time trying to figure out how to navigate it. They don't know I have a banger of a card on top of my deck, but they do have to assume that, and they need to try to close the game sooner rather than later. I mean, they do know I scried to the top, so I know I'm at least somewhat happy with it. This is interesting. They're going to attack with everything. Okay. Interesting. I think we're going to take 5 here, and we're going to block like this. The reason is because if we block Amp Raptor, they can let like first strike damage go through and then sack it to do a 3rd, and then ping to do a 4th. Here, they can't kill Sun Cleanser unless they sack the Guide of Souls and the Amp Raptor, which would be their whole board and really suck for them. And I'm okay to take a little bit of damage here. We can't take too much more than this. This Birthing Ritual, it's got to hit next turn. If it hits like a Skyclave Apparition, Exile Lurrus, then we're so back. We're so unbelievably back in that case. Or just any other value piece, just like hits Guide of Souls this turn, and then, you know, next turn we continue going off. Alright, let's see it. Lurrus. Gain an energy. They don't gain an energy. They gain a life. They may sack Raptor, repo Raptor. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. Okay, I think I'm okay with this. Oh, they're gonna crew it and sack that over sacking Raptor? Really? Okay. Oh wow, so I get my graveyard. That's very useful for me to have. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, I get to untap and slam my card. So now Renegade Rallier is a very live draw. We can get Sun Cleanser right back. Oh yeah, Renegade Rallier. Let's get it. Renegade Rallier for Sun Cleanser. We could also Skyclave Apparition something. Oh, Renegade Rallier or Skyclave Apparition? What's the play? Renegade Rallier gets Sun Cleanser back is pretty good. I do have a Lurrus to fuck with the board. Skyclave Apparition to hit either Lurrus or Guide of Souls is great. We would probably hit Guide of Souls, because then Lurrus isn't going to do much. Yeah, Skyclave Apparition hit Guide seems really good, actually. Right? Am I overthinking this? Yeah, Skyclave Apparition. Hit Guide of Souls. Goodbye. Now we don't have to worry about energy, for the time being. Oh wait, they could sack it. Ah, crap. No, I made the wrong play. Because now they sack it to Goblin Bombardment. But then I exile it with Deathrite, and then we're okay? Yeah. Okay, sorry. A little lost in the sauce here. But I think we still come out on top. Because they sack that, and then I say, no, I don't think so. And then I eat it. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, nice. And now I have a cool Skyclave Apparition that I could sacrifice for effect. Okay, okay, we navigated that correctly by accident. A long day of trying to make this deck work, okay? After like the 3rd game in a row against energy, you kind of lose it. Oh wow, this is a long recording. Hey, no wonder I'm losing it. What are we doing, opponent? Uh-oh, guide. No, that's a good card. I don't want you to have that one. Oh, that's bad. Now they can, like, fly Lurrus, I think. Crap. That's suboptimal. Alright. I should have hit Lurrus last turn, I think. Another bombardment, too? Oof. Alright. I guess this is last turn for us. I think I screwed this up. I think I could have played better. Right? Ooh, my own guide. Okay, winnable. Everyone hush. This is winnable. Alright, now let's go to end step. Just gotta find a banger of a card here, that's all. No, oh no, banger is spotted. Just another Wight and another Ocelot Pride. Yeah, we lose, right? Dang, what a close game. But unfortunately, Energy Gamer gets it again. We don't get the Ocelot Pride trigger here. We can gain a tiny bit more life, but we're still dead, I believe. I think, actually, if we gain a little bit more life at sorcery speed, we might be fine. It can fuck up my life gain with Hearse, which is my only concern. So what I could do is I could sack my Shaman to my Wight. Sack my Shaman to my Wight. I need to not be dead to attacks next turn. Well, I gotta gain some life so I don't die, guys. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Tap land. Tap. Don't mind me. I'm just gaining life. And then we can chump block with one of these. It's fine. I just needed to get myself out of range where I would die to Goblin Bombardment pings. And I needed to make sure Unlicensed Hearse could not mess with my life gain. I think that was correct by me, but I could be very wrong. Okay, sack Raptor here, hit that is fine. That means they just can't attack with Raptor, which I'm cool with. They could use it to generate energy, of course. Oh, no, they still have lethal, right? Because they have 3 energy now. They attack, eat damage in the air, and then double ping. Yeah, they have it. I believe they do. They could also crew their hearse up, yeah. They could fly this, even. Then that's very much lethal. I don't have any cards, opponent, so you could do the honors. Ooh, I wonder if I could have played this better. I think I definitely could have. I think I could have gotten rid of Lurrus on the turn I got rid of Skyclave Apparition, or excuse me, on the turn I got rid of Guide of Souls with the Skyclave Apparition. And then maybe I could have turned the corner. It's tough. The energy deck is just a lot more fast and explosive. All right, let's go back to deck building. Let's think about this deck a little bit. So I'm kind of glad we got energy 3 times in a row this video and it got bodied, because it shows that this deck, it does have a lot of strengths. It can beat up on show and tell. It's a really cool creature toolbox deck, but it is quite slow when it's against the other aggro decks of the format. So we got to pick a lane. We could either be super mid-rangey, like elementals, but then we're never going to be as good as elementals, and Beans elementals, I mean, by at being mid-rangey, right? A Yorion Beans elemental deck will always outvalue this. We could try to go fast, but a energy deck, dedicated energy deck, will always go faster than us. So I'm thinking maybe there's some more sideboard card bangers that we could have. Maybe we just have to jam 4 Sun Cleansers and accept that it is a really atrocious matchup. Yeah, maybe that's the answer. Maybe the answer is like, okay, you take out some of these other cards like the Static Prison and the Swords, and we say, okay, yeah, the one aggro deck in the format is energy, so we could take out these swords from the sideboards. We say it's all Sun Cleansers now, and we try to bide our time with Sun Cleansers. We could really concede and play either Wrath of the Skies or Toxic Deluge. That seems a little excessive, though. But I do love this deck. The deck is really fun. We did lose 3 times in a row, which, you know, I'm okay with on a video. You got to be honest, guys. It really irks me when some YouTubers will cherry pick 3 wins and post those 3 wins in the video and be like, yeah, this Nadu deck is cracked. No, you played 10 games with it in Plat and you only won 3 of them. Shh. You only posted the 3 wins. Okay. Not pointing fun at anybody in particular, of course. Just saying, I like to be honest here. The honest opinion is that this deck is super fun. It's super cool. It's the best creature toolbox deck I've seen in the format so far. It does have some really nice curve outs, and you can do the busted energy thing. It's just against energy itself. Oh man, that deck beats you up. So maybe we should start jamming Force on Cleanser in the sideboard. I'm curious if anybody else has any other ideas. Witch Enchanter and Boggart didn't seem to do too much in this matchup either. Maybe they are better off as just lands, which would make the deck a little bit more consistent. We had one awkward game against Energy where we kept like a hand that just had the MDFCs, and if they were dual lands, then they would have been a little bit better. Yeah, food for thought. I do love this deck though. I do want to see other people keep working on it. I am open to more suggestions on what we could do with the deck because I think it's awesome and I think it's super fun. And every time that they add a cool new value creature to the format, we can go ahead and try out the cool new value creature in the deck. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.